Hello, I'm Agnes Low. Today, I'm very happy to have a guest. It's from Macau. If you have been to Hong Kong and visit a very special place that is called Macau, I love to go to Macau. He bring us a very special topic. Everyone wants to know about formula to apply to work on something, to do something, and we need a formula. That is a happiness formula. Do you want to hear how that formula helps us to be more happy? I can't wait to hear from him. Sam was studying in Hong Kong University, and also he has 20 plus years training experience, very experienced in designing program for government and also different kind of organization. He also worked in Australia before. So without further ado, let's have Sam to introduce himself. Welcome, Sam.
Yeah, it is my pleasure to just join with you because this is a really wonderful section that I can share about my. It's not a model answer. I think it might be a framework because in these few years I found that most of us are facing lots of the difficulty, uncertainty, and also need to just separate with your loved one. Or even though my situation, I need to just correct a little bit about the Agnes. Actually, I have been in Hong Kong for more than 20 years. So I born in China, but when I was 5, I moved to Hong Kong, and just eventually I live here for quite a long time in Macau. So I also have a lot of challenges because as we all know, pandemic issue that really just stop us to connect our loved one if we have someone in the other country or cities. So for my situation, my mom lived there, and I was so miserable that because I was seeing her last years. So it's more than almost 9 months I could not just watching her. Yeah, one of the really difficult times for myself is around 2 months ago because she got the Omicron, yeah, and I live in the hospital for almost 2 months. And I was so nervous when I watching my mobile and seeing my sister's mobile number because when she called me, that was really devastating for her. But luckily that eventually she just come out, but I still need to long time to recover. For her age, you can imagine is more than 80, so lots of things I need to handle. And so this is about my life. I need to handle and also need to understand how can I make myself more easier to live with my friend, my partner, my kids. Yeah. So my training background focus for how to make people through games and activities have fun and enjoy their life. So this is also not helping others, also helping myself because as you know that we have the work, we have the family, we have the personal time. So today I just focus for 3 things. There's only 3 concepts. I can't say that about a happiness formula. The first one we call a hedonic adaptation. The idea is so simple. You know, this is my headphone. I have the other one is a cheaper one. It cost me $600, but this is my second one. It's almost $3,000. Hedonic adaptation means that people first time bought a lot of the new thing. They feel good. But these new things, a good feeling could not last longer. Just a good food, really nice buffet, and really fine night dinner. Even though you bought a really expensive Tesla electronic car, could you imagine you could feel good more than 1 year?
Yes.
I don't think so. Yeah, yeah. You may enjoy driving the car, right? But for 1 month or 2 months. Just like you bought maybe a mobile iPhone 14, the first day you feel, wow, very good feeling. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, so we come to normal. So this has got me thinking that we have to accept every expensive thing or luxury stuff eventually will come to normal. So for my situation, I need to conquer, don't for the luxury things. I need to get into the inside feelings. And this kind of a hedonic adaptation, they also have another opposite meaning, because when you have a really happy moment, you up to the really high level, but after 2 or 3 weeks, as I said, you come to normal. But some kind of a bad thing happened in your life. Say, for example, around 2 years ago, I came back to Macau because my sister said that, brother, I could not live in the Hong Kong. It's about 𝒂𝒊𝒔 campaign. So she could not really survive easily. So she just wanted to migrate to Singapore. But at that moment, I have the only one family member. I have to look after my mom. But at the same time, I almost have the permanent visa in Sydney. I mean, Australia, because I stayed there almost 2 years. And after 2 years, I have the right to apply that kind of permanent visa so that I can let my daughter stay there. So once I come back to Hong Kong, look after my mom, pandemic also stopped me, could look after my mom. So I start in Macau. So you can see I start in Macau, my mom there, and my sister eventually stayed in Hong Kong. So Agnes, could you imagine that? What's my feeling at that time?
Not happy, very frustrated.
No, yeah, it's terrible, very terrible. Because why? I just asked God, why you let me have the chance to come back to Macau or Hong Kong, but now eventually have this global issue stop me. And that thing actually really stopped me to go further. I mean, because not only my relationship with my mom, my sister, even though my loved one, because I stopped everything, and also unemployed for almost 4 months, because training is not a must. Even though the people want to have a kind of upgrading their learning skill, teaching skill, but when the money is really limited, the budget really limited, everything stopped, and I feel lonely. And that feeling that is also trigger me that how can I really feel happy? How can I ask myself, my identity really rely on my job? Is it totally rely on my job? So finally I found that, okay, I still have my friends. I still have my choice to do exercise. So back to the control issue, because I can do something in my control. The environment is out of my control. So even though eventually I could not handling my job situation, I start learning the online business like Alice, but I also stopped for a while because a lot of things I need to handle. I can learn a skill, but the feedback from my audience is not my control. So finally, I study more psychology books focus on happiness. So I just want to help myself and my relationship with my mom, my kids, because as I said, my daughter eventually went to Sydney. So we just separate for almost a half a year. So I need to understand, okay, how can I really understand that negative feeling and back to normal? So,
Oh, okay. So this is the motivation for you to learn about happiness formula. What is the formula, and how did it help you to really see from a point that you don't feel that happy, you're very frustrated about the situation, and then how can it bring you to transform to feel the happiness? My is about happiness transformation. So how do you transform? This is what we like to learn from you.
The formula actually is really simple. From one of the really profound psychology focus on happiness or positive thinking called Sonia Laboroski. she spent a lot of time eventually published a book called The How of Happiness. And the formula basically consists of 3 elements. One is about your genes, because I have 2 kids, one of my daughter and one of my son, and they are, even though they just born in the same background, similar learning environment, same parents, but eventually they have a totally different character. So the genes actually dictate your performance regarding about the thing make you feel happy or bad. So this is really important. It's around 50% of your happiness depends on your genes. And the other thing about your circumstances, for example, that my loved one yesterday just drove the car, is making so fast. Eventually, she got the bill from the police. Yeah, so that is so expensive. That's more than 1,000 Hong Kong dollars. And this is about the circumstances. But in our life, from the happy formula, circumstances just cost us 10% only. The first time I learned this idea, I couldn't imagine only 10%. Just for example, as I said earlier, I came back to Macau. I could not go to Hong Kong, stop my business, stop the connection. Eventually, I understand the last part, regardless about the genes, about the circumstances, the last part about your thinking and behavior, this costs you around 40%. So this is a really profound the idea I got it eventually, because I could not control about the environment. I could not control my genes, even though my height, then my face, but I can control what I can do, my behavior, how can I really respond to situation. So that,
it's the 40%.
40% is really almost a half. But if you cherish this 40%, and no one can really hurt you, because you can do, just for example, why I study much about happiness, because I just study in that environment, and I spent almost half a year studying Yale University online course for happiness. So I'm not helping others, I'm helping myself first, because I got depression for a while. As you said, transformation that is really, let me understand, I can do something in my control instead of just think too much about how people respond to me, how people saying something negative or positive thing, because I really want to have more likes for my social media. I really want to have more subscribers, but who knows? Maybe you do some stupid things, cats and dogs, and then people give you a lot of likes. Yeah.
Okay. So now you are already applying it. So you have like shift your thinking, shift your mindset, and then your mindset is more positive, then you will gain happiness. Still, I feel it's a little bit vague. Can you show us how to get to the positive mindset?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah. The first one is about you need to make sure the things is from inside out. Yeah, this is about a basic element for the behavior you do it. Yeah, inside out means that because like the electronic, the engine, you need to from your bottom of your heart to do something, and don't put a lot of energy, expect the feedback. As some idea, people just put a lot of the posts and taking a snapshot and from the IG or the Instagram or Facebook or WhatsApp, whatever. They really want to have a lot of the good feeling to show off. Yeah, but you may heard that a lot of people get the online pulling, that people say some really terrible things, eventually maybe make people feel negative feeling. So the concept for your behavior, you need to just do some appreciation, like writing, drawing, and serving others. Because from psychology, because later on I can just share with you about the 12 of the behavior from scientific proven that doesn't really make us feel happy. It's most of them is just from your inside, from outside, serving others and writing, reading, and appreciation what you have done today, and you have your personal goal to do. Maybe you want to achieve one of the certificate, read some more books. And the other thing is really funny that I have been in this situation, just go to church, because each time when I pray, that have something that's the internal dialogue is also called inside out part.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's
Second element.
It's not the outside external part. Okay.
It's not about the food, not the luxury stuff. Yeah, because it makes you feel happy. But we can say that is called instant gratification, just for short term only. Yeah. And second element about this kind of a scientific calling happiness behavior, you have to do it voluntarily. Yeah, voluntary means that no one to force you. For example, if you are quite passive, introvert person, and the boss asks you, could you accept that to socialize with your colleagues? Could you just doing the selling part and send the stuff in front of the strangers? Because you want to have more salary from one job to the other one. You may say yes, right? So it's not about your personal interest. It's not the thing that you do it voluntarily. So voluntary means that eventually it's easier to make you feel happy. I like jogging for more than 30 years. It's my habit. So I'm not for lose my weight. Even though I like cooking, it's not only serving my loved one, my kids. It's something I find that when I do cooking, I have my me time. I have my personal dialogue and how to make a good food to make them happy, even though they say yes or no, because eventually I can't control. But through this journey or drawing sometimes and give my loved one, she may say yes or no, but my me time to make me feel more wonderful experience. So this is called a voluntary part element. So one more bonus point that for you doing some scientific happiness behavior, you have made it really related to your personal character. I think we call the term called a natural. Natural means maybe come from your character, come from your personal style. Now, for example, I like running. So Alice, yeah, do you like running?
I mean, I'm jogging, and then I may feel a bit joyful and happy to get all the endorphin, but I'm not a runner.
Yeah. So this is three elements from your inside part to outside, and voluntary. The last one is really related about your character. So my character like challenge. So you and I are joining Toastmasters because we need to face the stranger, do the public speaking. So we like that maybe not only for the trophy, for the challenge. Am I right? Yeah. So the public speaking for most of people, they will feel, oh, I'm really nervous. It's a really terrible thing. But for our characters, it's really match about my style. I like some challenge, like a roller coaster. For people, maybe they like to stay in the coffee cup, spinning around. So there's no actually answer that, no, this behavior should be good for you. You have to understand about yourself first, and then choose the thing make you feel comfortable. Yes, it's called the natural or nature feeling. Or feeling.
Yeah. Personality also very important. We have to understand ourselves. Yes.
If you understand these three elements, and then dive into the behavior you love, you like, and you can easily to go deeper and enjoy the moment. So the psychologists normally we say that savoring. That means you really enjoy and taste it, enjoy it.
Savor, yeah, it's like tasting. I know you have prepared a few PowerPoint slides to share with us, right?
So the first concept, as I introduced, hedonic adaptation. So it's not focused on the positive events. Even though for some bad events, hedonic adaptation is make you phase out maybe for a certain of time. say for one more example that I have two YouTube channel 2 years ago, because one of I kept more than 200 small video from my personal life, from my business. But the other small channels are only around 8 episodes. So I just want to make it simpler. So I just merged from the 8 episodes, put into the 200 the video together. You know what? After I press the button, the 8 one completely remove all 200 video in a few seconds. And I just eventually I send the email to YouTube and Google, and lots of the email I have sent, but no response. That was my lots of the video priceless video. I took it for my kids, for the friends, for my experience. All lost. I could not have the backup as well. So that thing actually just made me unhappy for 2 or 3 weeks. And after that, I felt, okay, I can reestablish. I just lost the video. I'm not lost the life. I'm not losing the relationship, the thing I love one. Yeah. So so this is a really important thing. We normally will think, okay, these negative things hurt us for a long time. But from psychology, it's really short time only. Yeah. And the second idea, as I said, they call it the instant gratification. So we need to just really manage our pleasure. For example, okay, some drinks, some kind of mobile gadgets, or make you feel a wonderful feeling. But it's not for this is only the pleasure only. We have to set a goal. Say for example, my English level is not like you, so fluently, so comfortable to deliver your concept of thought. So I set a goal around 3 months ago. Ask for our educational department, and may I just teaching some subject in English. So I do the same topic like happiness, productivity, and stress management, and even the team building. And they said, okay, this kind of topic actually is no any trainer in Macau deliver in English. So they just doing the final decision whether have enough the participant to join the program. So if I make it, actually really good for myself to start this new challenge. But I still have a lot of the things to do. But why I set my goal to deliver my topic in English? Because pleasure for us normally just lasts really short time. But happiness can last for longer, because once I accomplish the difficulties, it makes us feel longer effect, the positive effect. Prove it, and there's a lot of the experience really make me understand that.
I have a question, Sam. So that means it's the fulfillment, right? It's the fulfillment that makes us happy. Because you say you challenge yourself, you ask for doing your project or your training in English, and no one did it. And that's why you have that fulfillment, then makes you feel more happy instead of any kind of very instant gratification, like instant noodle will not really be healthy, right? You need healthy, you need to long lasting is the fulfillment and make you feel happy. So that definitely I can see that you have the satisfaction because you challenge yourself to take up an English course or to speak in English at your training. Great, thank you.
Yeah, because this is not from my job requirement, because I have my lots of the tasks I need to handle. But once you set a goal from your inside to outside, that is your internal drive.
Yes.
So this is challenge yourself a little bit and set the bar a little bit higher. So once you achieve that, so we have the pleasure with short-term happiness, a short-term satisfaction. But once you achieve and break through your barrier, like I speaking in English for my teaching, and then people will say that this is called happiness. It can make you the positive impact for long term. That is not talking about, okay, from this kind of journey make me feel happy. But once you achieve that, like I have been marathon running for more than 10 times. Every practice is really difficult. But once even though I passed the final destination, I still really exhausted. I didn't feel good. But the feeling is really, oh, I achieved that. I break through my barrier, even though I eventually, I got tired for more than 1 week after that full marathon. But the journey is to make me understand myself, my limitation, and how can I control my pace during the running. And I also saw so many unforgettable the moment that I never had. One simple example that I saw some people that blinded, they could not run, but they have the one leader holding the strip, and they're holding the strip, and the other side of the blind person holding the other strip, and then the whole just together for the full marathon. That's really incredible. Yeah. So this feeling just make myself, okay, could I just do something not for making money? Can I serve the community? So the last one I want to share with you that is called connection, and that you have this connection. This is one of we have the open day in Toastmasters, where it's about talking about public speaking and leadership. The connection means that people normally will focus on external connection, the community, right? If you have the lots of people like you, if you feel famous, I think most of us really happy about this effect. But connection is not talking about external.
Yes.
The other one I call internal. Internal normally is related to your loved one, your kids, your parents. So once I understand that, I can just pretending I have lots of friends. But your internal, how good is it? Is how you spend the time with your loved one. It's not only talking about the time, it's about how seriously and talk with them and nurture this really strong or robust relationship. Now I share with you a really funny photo here. Here. This is my loved one. She helping me to do the haircut.
Yes.
She actually just talking to me a while ago, Sam, you are so busy, right? So I could help you to do a haircut. And I said, no way. When did you learn the haircut skills? She said that it's almost 10 years. Have you ever tried anyone to do a haircut? She said, no.
You're the guinea pig. You're the guinea pig.
Yeah. So eventually I accept that my face is because in Chinese saying, no
I see, okay.
I see, yeah. I don't know how to explain. So eventually I just share with this photo with my friend. They keep laughing that. But I just demonstrate that how you can really feel happy is to have two elements from this personal experience. I need to trust about her style, and no matter how good or bad. But really important that even though she make a really mistake for my hair or my hairs, I need to accept that, okay, my identity not related for my external part, my hairs, is about the love I get connected with her. So the relationship is much matter the most than the other result. So this is a win-win situation that I understand more about my connection with her. I also trust about her style, even though she actually just put a little bit harder on this part. So the cut a little bit here is around 2 weeks ago, but now it become a little bit more.
Okay. Wow, that's a wonderful example. I really like this example. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a very good examples of your life. I certainly know more about you, Sam. For quite a number of years, I know you through Toastmasters, and I feel that you are a very positive person. I know you have your tricks and tips to drive yourself, to motivate yourself to be happy. And I know you run a lot, and that is definitely you are demonstrating the way how you can gain joy and happiness. Today, I hear so much from you. Thank you so much. Sam, why don't you give us a summary about the 3 points? How can we have the way to reach happiness by this formula? What are the 3 points?
So to begin with, you have to focus on hedonic adaptation. As I said earlier, that means you focus on the external one. It can make you feel happy, but it's only short time. We have to find out something that you run to it, like to do it, like drawing, exercising, even though the cooking, whatever. Your internal, not focus about the feedback, focus for the thing make you feel good, your me time, and good for your health, or good for your mind or spirits. And one more thing is, I like jogging. It doesn't mean you like jogging. So you have to find out something related to your character. So the second point, that you find out the thing you have to really emerge, have this happiness, the moment. And finally, focus on the connection, not care about, don't spend lots of the time seriously care about people response. Okay, we love our job position, we love have a high achievement, we love how to make ourselves get famous, but this is all about external happiness part. Because like the one of the famous entrepreneur, Bill Gates, he actually have lots of money. As I know that the last years he just got divorced. So this is all about internal connection with the loved one. We have spent some time. You may be single, but you may have kids. If you don't have, you still have the parents, your family members. So spend some time that this is all fair. Even though you have the money or not enough money, we have the same blood with your family member. Once you have this connection strong and robust, you can be more stronger and your self-esteem more complete and face the challenge in your life. And this is core basic foundation for happiness. You can do it.
Thank you so much. I think today we learned from Sam that everything is really from inside, from within. It's not really getting from outside. So last but not least, I always like my guests to share about the service. We can always support you. If we need any kind of training or work in Macau, we can reach out to you. Sam, can you share about your service, please?
Yeah, thank you so much. I focus about the team building. And the way I do the team building is focus on how to make people through the fun activities, and also use lots of the storytelling skill to apply in a daily life, so that they not only have the wonderful moment through the team building training, still can apply what we have through the training. This is my first focus training. And the second one is focus on 2 topics, happiness and productivity, and how can make our life more enjoyable and also stop procrastination. And this is really make us the life more complete. And last but not least, habits is really important. So if you have lots of the challenging in your life and you could not go further, and as I know that I'm a habit coach, you may have a lots of the alternative to see your life. And lastly, I would want to share with you one of the positive psychologists, Martin Seligman. He have one quote I love so much. That is called, you can't control your experience, but you can control the explanation. So the explanation is how you think, how you behave, and eventually you can see some blind spot in your life and also have a lot of alternative. You need to share and open up. That is the way. How can you have a lot of different meaningful about the explanation in your current situation?
Not expectation. It's about explanation. Very good. Anyone you like to show your gratitude? Because this channel is about power of gratitude. Anyone you want to show your gratefulness? Sam.
I would like to say that the gratefulness is about my mom. no matter how terrible in her situation, she still just connect with me. And she also made me understand that even though she sometimes I make her mad, and she still keep calling me. So I would say that in the past I would feel that calling her is like my responsibility, but now connecting with her is kind of my blessing, and share with her at her age more than 80, and also make myself understand that I also need to love my second half, my loved one. She always give me the idea how can enjoy the life and let it go, because once we let it go some negative thing and let us grow. So we like jogging, we like drawing, we like chit-chatting, and so give a kiss for her in this virtual environment.
Okay, yeah. And she cut your hair. She got a lot of fulfillment and also satisfaction. She definitely feel the joy, and you have a nice haircut now. so I think that will be a very good connection. Wonderful sharing. Thank you so much. You can see now is my morning time. You wake me up and you make my day because of this sharing. It's your nighttime. I know you need to go to bed. So if you like my channel, please give me a thumbs up. And if you like to know the next speaker, please press the notification bell and subscribe my channel. See you next time. Thank you very much, Sam. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.